My best friend says my fiancé crossed her boundaries at a New Year's party. He says he remembers things very differently. What would you do? I'm struggling with a situation involving my fiancé, 7 years together, and my best friend, friends for 10 years, and I genuinely don't know how to move forward. My fiancé, 32M, and I, 27F, are getting married later this year. My best friend, 27F, recently called me and told me something she has apparently been discussing in therapy for months. She told me that at a New Year's Eve gathering earlier this year, she felt that my fiancé repeatedly crossed her physical boundaries. Everyone had been drinking and using substances to varying degrees. According to her, throughout the evening he was physically pushy, grabbed her despite her pulling away, didn't back off when she expressed discomfort, and at one point during some group roughhousing, flipped her over and air humped her in a joking way while holding her down. She says she struggled, said no, tried to get him off her, and that he lingered. She also says he was cold and hostile towards her for the rest of the night afterwards. My own recollection is patchy. I had taken a substance for the first time and was feeling overwhelmingly positive and everything will work out about the whole night. I do remember there being a lot of roughhousing between multiple people. I remember my friend becoming upset and repeatedly leaving the group. I remember asking if she was okay and her saying no, but not elaborating. She was on the same substance as me and had told me she didn't feel like it was hitting her well, so I was trying to stay close to her and make sure she wasn't going to be in any danger, etc. Despite these check-ins, she still agreed to keep going as we were going between different locations for events that night, and we danced a lot. At the time, I assumed this was the main reason for the behavior, and while I still think it was a big factor, this new information really makes the whole thing feel so much worse. I also remember my fiancé basically ignoring her later in the night. Earlier that evening, I had asked my friend if she would ever be interested in a threesome. She politely declined, and I immediately accepted that and moved on. Later that night, my fiancé became noticeably cold towards her. At the time, I assumed he felt awkward about the conversation, but my friend now believes some of his behavior may have been connected to the physical interactions she described. After speaking to my friend, I called my fiancé. Initially, he said he didn't really remember much from that night because he was very intoxicated. When I asked whether he felt sorry for the emotional impact this had had on my friend, he told me he didn't. That response honestly shocked me, and I hung up. He later called back and apologized for his reaction. He said he would never intentionally make someone uncomfortable and that he was sorry she felt that way. However, he repeatedly said he doesn't believe he did anything wrong, remembers events very differently, and thinks alcohol and other substances may have affected how she experienced or remembers the night. He also said that if things had been as serious as she describes, someone else in the group would have noticed and intervened. My friend has now blocked him and told me she is not comfortable attending our wedding. She also said she cannot currently imagine accepting an apology from him. The thing I'm struggling with most isn't even the factual dispute. It's my fiancé's response. I desperately wanted to hear empathy for my friend, regardless of whether he remembers things differently. Instead, I felt like he kept focusing on his intentions, his memory, and why he doesn't think it happened the way she described. At the same time, I know him well. I don't believe he would intentionally try to hurt someone. During our conversation, he was concerned about me, checked in on how I was coping, and was caring in ways that made me feel safe. That's part of what makes this so confusing. I also know he can come on strong, and I don't think it's impossible that things happen the way my friend described, particularly in the context of a lot of physical play fighting and intoxicated people. I feel stuck between two people I love and trust. One is telling me she has been carrying this for months and is deeply affected by it. The other insists he never intended harm and doesn't recognize the situation the way she describes it. I feel no anger towards my friend, and I'm glad she told me because this was clearly weighing on her. But I feel deeply confused and hurt by my partner's response. What would you do in this situation?